Next is, okay, cannabis for sexual wellness. Now, this is, kind of undisputed. Cannabis is helpful. There's a lot of recent studies that have come out on this. So, a 2019 systematic review looking at all the existing research up until that point found that cannabis use is associated with increased sexual desire, sexual satisfaction, and frequency of sexual activity. Then in 2020, there was a study that found more frequent cannabis use in women was associated with heightened arousal and stronger orgasms. And then just this year, there was a study that found participants perceived that so this was, survey for patients. They perceived that their cannabis use increased their sexual function and satisfaction, especially when it came to their level of desire and the intensity of their orgasms. So amazing, right? When using cannabis with a partner, and this is my old, sex educator talk, remember the 3 C's. That is contraception, if you don't want to get pregnant, consent, always, and communication. When you're using a substance like this, you want to be really clear that everybody's aware of what's going on. Everybody wants to be doing what they're doing. So just remember that when using cannabis, contraception, communication, consent. And so there's some really cool products on the market I've seen now, some suppositories. Again, I said like that can help with vaginal pain, cannabis-based lubes, and then low dose edibles or those fast-acting beverages are good. And I say low dose for this because cannabis can have a biphasic effect on sexual function. Cannabis is always having what's known as a biphasic effect. You'll hear me say this now and in the future. Biphasic effect means that at one dose, you get one effect, and at a different dose, you're getting a different effect. So often that means at a low dose, you're getting one effect, and at a higher dose, you're getting literally the opposite effect. So, start 2.5, 5 milligrams of an edible would be a good place for using it for sex. Using too much cannabis is going to impact, your ability. You might end up becoming anxious or even more paranoid at those higher doses. You certainly can have dried vaginal secretions that makes sex hard. Please use lube. But just know that the lower doses are usually better. There's a tipping point, and at too much, and it's going to have the opposite effect. You're going to have kind of impaired sexual function. But there is a sweet spot. I read another study showing that using cannabis before sex for women was resulting in twice as likelihood of having an orgasm. So that's a great fact as well. So definitely cannabis can be used for sex, and I mean, even just, it heightens our sensations and it helps us tune into, our bodies and sensitivity. It can also help you connect with a partner in a really nice way. So I encourage it, be judicious, but definitely use cannabis for sex.